One of our wonderful things that we just enjoy opening up all the time is soup kitchens. What we normally do is we find a local lady, a mama is what they're called. They're usually older ladies that have finished raising their children or have grandchildren and are already helping in the community in some way. They're either paying to feed the kids one day a week out of their own paycheck, they're watching out for orphans in their own home, they're just already doing something that they love, taking care of kids. So what we do is we go and seek these out. Usually we go to the community leaders and they know of one or two mamas in the area. And then we ask them if they would be interested in running a soup kitchen. And what a soup kitchen does is we bring in the equipment for them to feed kids. We bring in a stove, pots, ladles, all the ingredients, and the gas. And they provide the labor and the oversight. And a general soup kitchen costs about $200 to set up, and that's buying all the equipment. And then $100 a month to maintain for food and one gas canister a month. And for $100 a month, you can feed 50 kids. And that's 6 days a week, one meal a day. And every single day it's split pea soup. And everybody, when we say split pea soup, they look at us and go, how can you feed the kids the same thing every day? And you're looking at it from an American point of view of 3 meals a day variety. These kids are looking at it from a South African point of view. It's another day we don't go hungry. And with the split pea soup, we know exactly how far it goes, how much it costs, and it's one of the more nutritious, cheapest meals you can serve because it has fresh potatoes, fresh carrots, peas, onions, and it's just very nutritious for the kids. And so when you do the math in your head, that's 50 kids a day, 6 days a week for a whole month for $100. It works out to $2 a kid a month. So it's really hard to go cheaper than that. And it works out wonderfully because these ladies are already doing something they love, and we just come in and enable them. We don't tell them how to do it. We don't show up and cook the food for them. We just bring the equipment they need and enable them to do something that they are already doing and they love to do. So that's why the soup kitchens are wonderful. And we usually try to tie it into a community group or to a church, and that way there is ministry involved, and there's really a lot of accountability because in South Africa, everybody is needy, so we want to keep everything accountable so it's not walking off and the kids that are the neediest of the needy are actually getting it. Well, that's actually the reason we started soup kitchens is because we have small groups and small churches come to us all the time and they can't come in and they build a wing onto an orphanage, they can't come in and build a house, but they can come up with $100 a month. They can have a big fundraiser, raise $200, set it up, and then have $100 a month to run them. And we actually have a small group now that's running one of the, they're out from West Side, and it's a small group of about 10 people, and they are running one of the soup kitchens in Motherwell. And they feed 52 kids a day, 6 days a week. They usually grow pretty rapidly. I mean, it's one of those things, once the community learns, they start sending kids there. We do require accountability because everybody and their brother will show up. But we require this the kids that are not normally getting a meal every single day. And they've been pretty good about it because they know that there is limited resources, even though the money's coming from America, there's a limited number of kids that can be fed. So the accountability has been pretty high so far. We haven't had any trouble.
And they know that we feed the youngest kids first.
Yeah. Whenever we have a soup kitchen, one of the rules we do put in place is that the littlest kids get served first. The orphan kids, they do get government grants, but it's barely enough to, I mean, it's not, you can't survive. A typical government grant's about $100 grand a month, which works out to $12.50. It's enough to buy maybe 2 sacks of potatoes, and that's it. So there's really not that much food. They do handouts. Some people are living with their grandparents, extended aunt and uncles. But again, you have 14, 15 people living in a house. They can't feed all of them. So usually you talk to kids 2 or 3 days since their last meal. We've talked to a few that they can't even remember. I mean, they can go weeks. It's just, and they don't consider it out of the ordinary. It's just typical. When you eat, you eat. And when there's nothing to eat, that's normal. It's not outside of normal to go for a couple days without food. And it's actually really cool to set up a soup kitchen, take photos of the kids, and then come back a month or 2 later and take photos again, and they've changed so much from just having regular meals a day. Their skin gets shinier, their hair gets shinier, their faces clear up, they start to get the little plump in their cheek, and I mean, you can really tell the difference between a kid that's getting a meal every day and one that's not. We want everybody to be able to have the opportunity to feed kids here in South Africa, because it's just, I mean, it's just wonderful to go to a soup kitchen, come over here and see what you are doing and see those 40, 50 to, you know, some of our soup kitchens are growing close to 100. 100 kids come every day at 2 o'clock and they sit down with their bowls and they eat and they help one another, and the little kids are served by the older kids, and it's just so sweet, and I mean, wow, it's just awesome.